Okay, this is the 3R racing thing I found on the Zwift companion app. This is the London Classic. I don't think I have the proper accent to pronounce it how it's intended to be, but nonetheless, I'm in the Cat C, which is 2.5 to 3.1 watts per kilo. I might be a little above that actually, but I don't know. I still feel pretty good in the Cat C. And for this race in particular, A, B, C, and D all start at the same time. So it's this massive start. I didn't have a great start. It was kind of delayed. And look at my RPMs. Pretty spun out. I was like well over 100 there for a second. I shift gears. Now I'm just playing catch up. Look at this field. Super strung out. It's like a giant slinky, basically. So now I have to like really start stepping on it without burning a match to try to catch up. I want to try to move up to the front group as best I can. At least I did in my head. It didn't actually work out that way in reality. And here I am doing well over 300 watts, and that's not sustainable for me. So yeah, not terribly happy with my start at all, and this is just the lead in right here. So like look at this, over 300 watts, nearly 100 RPM, and again it's so strung out, but it's so strung out it's getting kind of spotty. So now it's like, well, we're a full minute in, I kind of need to settle into a group, and that's what I was trying to do. I always try to shoot with like a group a little bit further ahead, opposed to dropping back and joining someone with me. I know my strong suit is to not go solo. That's not going to be my strong suit at all. Also, I'm not a very experienced racer. I've done one real life crit, and a handful of like just Zwift races. So still kind of new into like competitive cycling. Hopefully, I'll get more into it this cycling season. So I just want to watch this first lap with you, and then after the first lap, we'll skip right ahead to the very last lap. So I find this group, and honestly, it wasn't terribly exciting. I stay with them. And I have a very difficult time. Like, this is a downhill portion. It was negative 6%, negative 3, negative 2%. All these downhills, I just start going backwards. Look at this. My body weight right now is approximately 162, 163. And on these downhill sections, I do well over 300, well over 400 watts just to keep up. And I hate that. I have no idea how to switch that. I don't know. So if I embarrassingly enough, if I get dropped on a virtual group ride, it's on the downhill section. Like, what the heck? But now I have no problem. Like, I go right back up to the front of the group. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I will say, with my schedule and everything today, I didn't get any warm up. Usually I prefer a good 10 to 15 minutes of just riding around Watobia or whatever before the start of a race. I had less than 3 minutes of just spinning out the legs. So almost no warm up, really just going in cold turkey for this. Yeah, so I'm sitting in with this group, and I know that I'm not good on any sort of decline kind of a section, so I'm going to work a little harder on all the uphill sections like I am right now, 5%, 4% grades. I'll go towards the front. I'll go off the front a little bit, because I know on the downhill, they'll all catch right back up to me like right now. So this race in total is about 20 miles, which for me, if I do 20 miles in real life solo, that's about an hour. Always try to go under an hour because I want to try to have a higher average speed of about 20 miles per hour. So I know with a group it's gonna be a little under an hour, and it's about 5 laps or so. So it was pretty good overall. There was a couple small climbs, hills, if you want to call it that. Um, we'll get to that here in a minute. Let's just keep watching. So at this point, I mean, this is a pretty steady incline. It doesn't get much higher at all, other than 5% grade. So I mean, that's fairly decent. And again, like I know my strengths and weaknesses in Zwift. I know I'm gonna get caught and passed on any sort of downhill section. I just know that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna work pretty strong on any uphill section, even if it's only 4 or 5% grade, only for a short time. And look how strung out it is right now. And if I'm correct, so this is technically still the lead in, but we're gonna do laps. But I can predict that on the final lap, going up that hill, the way it's strung out now, and even still, I can tell that like I'm gonna have to be in that front group, just coming up over the crest of that hill, and then like put some power down and keep it real consistent and not ease up at the top of the hill like what I want to do, but keep it going steady. And even look at this, 173, 174 beats per minute heart rate. We're still pretty early for that, but whatever. So I'm working pretty good in this race. Honestly, I think it is because I've increased my trainer difficulty. For a while, I had it pretty low. I've raised it back up again, so I'm working pretty good for this one, even to stay in. But whatever. So here I am, kind of off the back, but I'm with the group, so it's not a huge deal. And then it's straightaways. So we come up that decently long, gradual incline to just 0%. It's totally flat, and this is what we're going to just stay up with. So I knew it was imperative for me for the duration of this race to just stick with this group right here. And again, going back, like I said, A, B, C, and D all started at the same time. I have no idea who's in what group or who's in what category right here. Could be probably mainly C's because that's what I am. But maybe some B's. I actually have no idea. So yeah, I just stayed in the group the whole time, and I just sat in as best I could. I tried to keep my heart rate as under control as I possibly could. But again, I had to work pretty good, pretty strong on those uphills. I know they're going to catch me on the downhill, so there were some decent spikes. You can even see my power there at the bottom of the screen. That's the uphill section where that darker red is. So we're going to finish out this first lap here, and then we're going to skip right ahead to the very last lap. All right, finishing up lap 1, going right ahead to 42 minutes into the race. If you notice, we were in like 82nd, 84th place. Now we're down to 68th, 69th place. Not exactly how that actually works. I don't think we passed that many people. Maybe people just quit. Heck if I know. I'll tell you what though, I forgot to open a window. I am a giant puddle right now. I am so sweaty on those bars. It was disgusting. It was so bad. And just, man, you'd think it'd be 90 degrees, but no, it's mid-February. So I'm just trying to stay with this group of guys right here. I'm trying to sit in. I'm trying to get my heart rate lower and lower. That wasn't really working for me because I'm a little more off the back than I want. So now I got to put in a little more of an effort. My heart rate goes a little higher, and we're under 2 miles here. This is where people start getting a little squirrely as well. Like, is someone going to go flying off the front? I don't know. But look, I'm doing 300 watts and I'm off the back. So I put in a little dig for what it's worth, just to stay in, just to get that draft. No power-ups in this race either. So there's nothing to rely on other than your own 2 legs. And that's exactly what I had to do. And I knew like 175, like my heart rate's pretty high there. I know like 185, I'm like that's pushing max. I think my actual maximum heart rate is about 190. I've only gotten that like once or twice though. So yeah, I know. I'd much rather be sitting comfortable at 165, 168. And here we go up this gradual climb right here. And I know this is gonna start really getting the guys going. 1.5 miles remain, and the gradual climb starts now. There it is, well over 300 watts, 400 watts. At one point it was over 500 watts, and I'm kind of even going backwards. So my 470 watts that I'm throwing down right now, there's still loads of people in front of me. I know that I have to be in this front group for this to crest this hill. So here we go, and look, it's getting a little more strung out. No one's gonna wait. No one's gonna clump back up at this point, because the finish line is just around the corner here. We got this straightaway. We'll come right back. Down the straightaway, it's going to be pretty flat. I mean, look at this. Look how strung out this is. Not only that, my heart rate's at 184. I'm doing 300 some watts. Like, I can't do that. I have no sprint left if I'm already at 180 beats per minute, just hanging out way off the back. So, I was not terribly impressed with myself. It might be because of the lack of warm up. I think I'm a little out of practice with like longer races. 20 miles, about an hour, or about 50 minutes. Like, that's pretty long compared to an 8-mile crit that takes less than 25 minutes, where you just go full gas the whole time. So here we are, half a mile remains. I'm in the group, but my heart rate's 183. Not good for me. Not good for me at all. And I'm still kind of getting used to Zwift and like where to sprint from. I guess it all depends on the finishing. Is it uphill or is it a straightaway? What? Like this is just going to be flat the whole time from here on out. So from this point on, people start going. Like that guy right there. There he goes. All it takes is one. See, here's another one. A couple more guys go. And I'm trying to wait. 0.2 miles, and then it's going to switch into meters real quick, or feet. There it goes. So now I go with like 800 or 900 feet left, way too early, kick it up 700 watts, and then I'm just out of gas. So I still got some power down a little bit. I didn't let this guy on the Tron bike pass me, but there it is. Look at me down at the bottom. Man, I was toast. But look at this. Second place overall in the Cat C. Oh, there it is. Baby's first podium. I was so blown away by that. Man, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.